Hi there, I'm Dani Henderson, spiritualtherapist.com. Today it is the 29th of June, 2022. And everywhere you look at the moment on our beautiful planet, there seems to be an awful lot of stress, more than usual, more than what we would call normal. What I have to tell you about the word normal, all of our lives, no matter how old we are, we actually have never actually truly seen normal. We've all been in a system growing up in it as our grandparents and their parents and our parents and now the younger ones, they're all growing up in this system that was set up on the planet, but not by us, not by us. Quick example of that, because I really want to bring you some anti-stress techniques and de-stressing. So what this can help you breathing back into the body and can really help you understand kind of what's happening. I did a broadcast on Saturday with these beautiful children. I've been speaking with them for 3 years. They're in Uganda, and their music teacher is called Ivan Wenji. And these children, they live in a slum, and there are a lot of countries around the world who the governments and authorities have allowed these children to suffer and the adults to suffer, and they make life deliberately impossible, such as in Uganda, in this village in Kampala, the children that get to go to school, the parents have to pay $150 American a term. The average wage might be, if they're lucky, $50 a month. So do the math. People around the world that have been running my planet, your planet, our planet, have set up systems that literally make it impossible for people to thrive and for people to survive. And it's a very deliberate, oppressive situation. And we're at the stage now on this planet of ours where we are taking these situations down. Not just us, there are many benevolents helping, lots of different people supporting, but this is where we're at. I did a broadcast the other day, and I mentioned something that was happening in terms of laws and regulations and things changing. And people chose to jump all over it and add negative comments. So a little tip, if you see something like a simple broadcast like this, when my pure intention is to bring you love, to bring you support, to bring you ways to de-stress, but something is said that triggers you and you go into defense mode and attack mode, have a look at that. We all do it, but we don't need to take action because we're annoyed at something. We don't need to jump to the defense of something that we think and trust. Just move along. At this stage in 2022, none of us are going to be able to convince anybody of anything. It's a waste of time and it's highly unlikely. And we could all be wrong and we could all be right. But there is such a need in some people to always be right, be right, be right. And right now, even those that have to be right, you're not helping your beautiful self to cope with all the changes in the energy, in the air, with everything in the sky, down on the ground that's being tampered with, interfered with, affected on negative and positive levels. So I feel the best that we can all do right now is really focus on us, on you, on me, for self, self-love. Now, where does your mind go right now? Are you thinking, I haven't got time, I can't do that, I've got to do this and this and this and this? Stop trying to be a hero. Stop trying to be a martyr, a victim, a narcissist. We all do it. I've done it. I'm the queen at that. Trust me, that's why I do what I do now. You know, I've taken responsibility. Sometimes I still get it wrong. I'll own that too. I will own that too, because it's okay. It's okay. There's no such thing as perfect. Everybody has a different idea about what perfect is. But right now, I only really care about the people that are suffering, that are struggling energetically, emotionally. They're getting triggered, they're getting rageful, they have heart conditions, their hearts are hurting, their stress levels are off the charts. No one's lived through this time. You know, you speak to people in the war, the terrible, dreadful wars that have happened on our planet, but the whole planet is affected this time. The entire planet is affected this time. So there are many of us that wouldn't ever have known what our beautiful veterans and the soldiers before us have gone through before. And now every woman, man, child, every being is aware of stuff happening that's out of our control or appears to be. So all you can do in order to help support is support you first. And by doing that, it's very simple, some very simple techniques that I'm going to share with you. Again, I've shared them many times on my channel, which is Dani, D-A-N-I, Spiritual Therapist on YouTube and Facebook, and my website, same name, Dani Spiritual Therapist. So let's start by just taking a breath in through the nose. Now, for those of you that go, for God's sake, another breather, another spiritual, blah, 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 blah. Do you know what happens when you actually take a breath in? It's the most amazing thing ever. Your brain chemistry, your incredible brain chemistry releases. You release chemicals that help you calm down. That's when some people are smoking a fag like that. They're like, oh, that calms me down. It's not the fag or the cigarette or the weed, or whatever you want to call it. It's the action of that. That's it. And it's so amazing. It's 1 second, isn't it? A second ago. When you're doing that, you don't have to be a yogi or a guru. You take in the breath. You're releasing three brain chemistries or chemicals: endorphin, dopamine, and serotonin. And it's unbelievable, because those of us that are so anxious, anxiety comes from worrying about the future. Oh my God, what next? What next? Depression comes from thinking about the past, what I could have done, what I should have done, what I've lost, what happened to me. You know, we've all been there. We all go there. We vacillate or oscillate between those two emotions or those two states, right? But when you're breathing through the nose, when you release serotonin, endorphin, and dopamine, you are regulating your brain. And when you take that breath, and you release that chemistry, it floods your body, and it also allows the heart to take a moment to start to self-regulate. Now, I had a situation the last 3 or 4 days where I was the most stressed I've been in 18 months. You know, highly stressful situation. I had to really pull on all of my tools. Everything I teach, everything I preach, every single tool I have. And one of the things I had to do was remove myself completely, physically, mentally, emotionally, and orderly from the situation, so that I could regulate my heartbeat, because my heart was bouncing around. It wasn't beating properly. All the electronics were off. The electromagnetic frequency was off. It gave me anxiety. I had to keep course correcting myself, calming myself down, taking the breath, taking myself completely out of this situation, which had been building for a while, as these things do. We all go through different things with other people, right? We think we're right, they think they're right, and somewhere in the middle is the truth. And so it was a massive effect on me physically, emotionally, mentally, mental health. Everything was affected. And so I had to remove myself, then take myself into a quiet place, quiet space, not go into former, like hit the bottle and smoke 50,000 cigarettes and moan and get on the phone with friends and all of that. Even if that came later or during, there was a specific time during this period where I just removed myself. And I just went early bed, early sleep, healthy food, as healthy as I could, water, breathing, taking space. It's not always possible to do that. I understand that. But I'm just sharing what I did, as I myself have been going through high stress. And I know that loads of you have already. You are, and you potentially will be. So even just taking that and then breathing out the mouth, but push down to the belly. It's helpful to put your hand on the belly so you can feel the breath going into the belly. So there's movement there. And even better still, when you breathe in through the nose, put your hand on your belly, breathe out through the mouth, push down to the belly. Imagine all of that breath and that air going to the back, going down your spine, pushing out the back of you, going all the way down to your butt. So you look like the big fat laughing Buddha, the Buddha Maitreya, the laughing Buddha. Like, fill your body with your own breath, with your own energy. So you can start to self-regulate. You can start to self-soothe. You can knowingly know that replacing anxiety and stress and tension and depression can be done with breathing in. Yes, it can. And even if you're on medication, That's separate. I'm not going into meds. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I am a therapist. And these breathing techniques, they work. So just for the one-to-one, breathing into the body, but being the big fat Buddha, bringing that breath and really oxygenating your beautiful mind, body, and soul. The more that we breathe with stressful situations, we're breathing here. The other thing, those of you waking up at night, if you can't sleep, if you can't regulate yourself because you're thinking about this and this and this and this and this, your body probably is stuck on the fight or flight mode. Fight or flight is when you're like, do I have to fight? Do I have to fly? Do I stand my ground? Do I beat the shit out of somebody? What am I going to do? And it's a state of terror, high anxiety, high fright. Your adrenals are racing and coursing through the body. You are releasing huge amounts of cortisol. How do we manage that? If you wake up in the night and you can't regulate, remember that if your mind, body, and soul is stuck on the fight or flight, you're going to be breathing in for 2, out for 2, in for 2, out for 2. Naturally, you don't even know you're doing it. Here's how you course correct that. You consciously breathe in for 2 and out for 4. You breathe in for 2 and out for 4. What you do is you show the unconscious, the subconscious, the conscious mind, body, and soul that when you re-regulate and you stop that and your body goes in to rest. The cortisol, the high adrenal terror and stuckness starts to re-regulate. Your brain chemistry, mind, body, and physical body can start to self-soothe. Now, if we don't believe any of this will work, you're right. It won't work. You're absolutely right. Everything you tell yourself, you are correct. You are. You are. So those of us that can say, I'm so strung out, I don't know what to do with myself. I can't take the anxiety. I can't stand how I feel. This is how I've been feeling the last few days, or less than that, because I remembered the tools. I remembered my teaching. I remembered my years of training. I remember putting all of these things into operation in the moment. And I remembered, oh my God, thank goodness I've got these tools. So I welcome you, welcome you, welcome you to try to self-regulate in for 2, out for 4, in for 2, out for 4, in for 3, out for 6. It doesn't really matter, but you're taking care of adrenals and cortisol and high anxiety and high depression, depressive feelings, and you have the power to take care of that. And if you've got somebody around you saying that won't work, please do this and just do what's right for you. You do not need to listen to a single person on the planet that doesn't want the best for you. Don't go into judgment, just let it go, doesn't matter. Neutralize it, neutralize everyone around you. Just focus on you. You're all that matters right now, because when you take care of you and you stop being a victim, a martyr, and a narcissist, which we've all been, and we all go to those places, yes, we do. Let's just own it, and it's okay. It's okay. That you self-regulate, self-soothe, and then you can help those around you. But we don't need you running around out there trying to be a savior, a warrior, a galactic, a this, a that. If you are not self-regulating and self-soothing and self-nourishing yourself first, because quite frankly, you're no good to anybody, and neither am I. I'm no good to anybody. Who would I be sitting on this little YouTube channel offering advice if I myself am not sharing and being vulnerable and sharing real-time experiences for you to then remember, okay. This really sweet lady last week, I do lots of private sessions, one-to-ones. This lady, she got on and she was all anxious. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm talking to you. You're a celebrity. I'm like, what? No, I'm not. I'm like looking behind, like, what are you talking about? It's not me. I'm not a celebrity. I'm just Dani, spiritual therapist. That's who I am. That's who I be. That's my role. That's what I'm doing. Now, if anyone out there is like, follow me, I have all the answers, and they're saying that, or they're saying, sit your ass down, don't do anything, the cavalry's coming. Cavalry's not coming. We are the cavalry. One quick story, I know I've said it before, but it's a really good one. There's a lady and there's a flood coming, and everyone in the neighborhood's like, oh my God, the flood's coming, get out, get out, get out. The lady says, no, no, God will save me, God will save me. And the water's coming up now to the bedroom floor, and a car's come by. The neighbors are like, get in the car. The lady's like, no, God will save me. Car goes on, water comes up. Lady's now out the bedroom window, waiting for God, waiting for God. God will save me, God will save me. God said that he would save me. And now a boat comes along. Get in the boat, get in the boat. The water's coming, the water's coming. No, the lady says, no, 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 God will save me. God will save me. I do everything he tells me, and everything in the Bibles and everything I've ever learned in church, and God's coming, God's coming. Now the water's up to the roof. The lady's on the roof. And then a helicopter comes along, and the fire brigade throw the helicopter ladder down, and like, get on the ladder, get on the ladder. Come on, save yourself, save yourself. Here's the ladder. The lady's like, no, the Lord will save me. The Lord will save me. Well, she drowns. Of course she drowned. Of course she did. There's a bloody flood. Everyone's getting themselves to safety. Everyone's taking care of each other. Brothers and sisters align. They're not waiting for a hand to come out the sky. This poor lady, she dies, she drowns. She wakes up in heaven and she stands in front of God and she says, why did you let me drown? And God said, I sent you a neighbor with a car. I sent you a boat. And I sent you a helicopter. Oh, isn't that amazing? Oh, sometimes we're like this. I know I've been blinker, 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 blinker. No, 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 no. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. But really, this is the time for everyone to push around. Doesn't matter what relation you are, what religion you are, any of that. We are love. We are loving beings, human beings. Our natural state is love. Our natural state is joy and happiness and community and togetherness. And it really is. That's not some hippy dippy shit. This is 2022, brothers and sisters, 2022. So those of us that never learned to self-regulate, to self-soothe, the breathing techniques, this is really, really, really helpful. The other thing that we can do, a lot of us are like, oh my God, I'm looking out there, I'm looking out there, I'm looking out here, I'm looking out there, I forget who I am. I don't know who I am, I don't know who I am. Get in front of the mirror, darling. Get in front of the mirror. Get as close as you can to the mirror and look deep into your eyes, into your beautiful eyes. Look into your eyes. Look into the pupils. Really go there. Look into your pupils and just say, hi. Hi there. How you doing? How you hanging in there? Hi. Hi, mate. Whatever feeling comes up for you is the right feeling. Some people are like, fuck you, I hate you, I'm so angry. Others want to cry. Others are just sad. They've gone through so much. They just want to connect. Others think it's hysterical. They're laughing their heads off. They're like, oh my God, this is crazy. Hello, hi, how are you? It doesn't matter. Don't judge you. The point is to get back in touch with you, and we keep forgetting. It's not the next YouTube video. It's not the next intel on the gods. Oh, the gods are back. Oh, the gods are back. Oh, is it this one? Is it this one? I couldn't care less. Me, Dani, spiritual therapist, on my beautiful channel with the beautiful people I get to interview, the people I love on my channel. Oh my goodness. Personally, I don't give a monkey's ass what God is back. I care about you. I care about me. I care about my families. I care about my brothers and my sisters. I care about regulation, self-soothing, self-nourishing, self-autonomy, standing together, linking arms, shoulder to shoulder. And if the gods are coming back, I'm like, hi, mate. Oi, John, let's get in line. Let's get in line, mate. Let's move forward together, because you better not be standing in front of me and telling me to bow down, because I'm just going to show you my butt and tell you to kiss it. Yes, I am. And if you, my love, are offended by that, You're allowed to be offended because your programming has told you, oh no, obey, bow down. No, no, bugger all that. No, 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 no. No, I'll speak for myself. Dani Henderson, citizen of this planet, citizen of the universe. No, no, I didn't come here to bow down, to be told what to do, to have a king and a queen and a this and a that, to tell me, to handle my business, to tell me I can't have this and I can't have that and I can't do this and I can't do that, when it's loving kindness to the communities and everybody on the planet and me, myself, and how I live in harmony. And no, 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 no. You do not have my permission, and you never did, and you never will. Can you hear that? That's a mummy and a daddy bird outside the window here in Costa Rica. And you know what they're doing. They're building a nest. And it is the most beautiful thing. They peep to each other and they tweet to each other, and they both take it in turns to gather and forage in the jungle here. And they come back and they're just adorable, and they make the most beautiful. And you know, they're still flirting with each other as well, like Twitter pating and Twittering. And it's so beautiful. And then I was watching butterflies out there earlier. And there were one, and there was two, and then there was three, and they were all harmonizing. So, you know, we learn so much from nature. You know, they're not walking around like an arsehole saying, right, you're dead, you can live, you give me this much money, you can take this, I'm going to take this from you. No, they're all working in harmony, because nature, this natural nature of this beautiful planet, is much smarter than many of us humans, a lot smarter than me. I'll tell you that for no bananas. Absolutely, absolutely. So, my loves, one of the final things I wanted to say really is I went to yoga today. I haven't been for 2 years, not since my beloved fiance just fell to the ground from a heart attack and never woke up. And I haven't been able to get myself, you know, there's certain, when you're going through grieving, you know, we've all lost people have died on us, you know, especially in the last couple of years. But he had nothing to do with this. Was a heart attack attached to no agenda, no nothing. It was just something that happened with him, my love. And oh my God, I didn't think I'd be able to do it. I've gained a ton of weight since I did it the last time. And, you know, I definitely noticed that I knew I wouldn't be as strong, but you know, it was so amazing to do it. I didn't care who was watching. I didn't care what anyone thought. I was there for Dani, just there for me. I didn't dress up. I didn't make myself up. I just went and I just did it. And I'm so glad I did. I sat on my ass when I felt it was too much and my muscles are shaking. But it's really amazing how your muscle memory just kind of clicks back in and you start to recognize yourself. And I'm like, wow, I didn't think I would have the strength to do this asana or posture or move. And, you know, everyone's at their level. That my friend that I went with, Noah, God, she's just extraordinarily nimble, and she just, I'm like, dude, you're so good. But she goes all the time, you know, she's very disciplined, and that's one of her things that she does, because she found something that makes her happy and works for her. We don't need to go to a class. There's loads of free classes online. You know, we don't have that excuse. Oh, I have to go to a yoga studio. I have to pay. I have to wear the right stuff. No, you don't. You do not need any of that. Just go online or make your own poses up. None of it matters, does it? But just wanted to share that, yeah, I pushed myself today. I went, it was good. I just took my time. And, you know, so moving the body, even if it's walking on the spot, you know, watching a broadcast on YouTube that's going to lift you up. It's so easy. It's so easy. If you are able to get up, stand up and walk, of course. If you're not, then you sit in the wheelchair and twist your ankles and, you know, twist your wrists if you can, and maybe gently move yourself around. And, you know, look online for breathing techniques. Oh my goodness, the breathing techniques. I did this class a while ago where I just sat on my ass and watched this guy as he played the didgeridoo, and then I laid down and he blew it into me and other people there. And it was amazing. And then we all sat up and we kind of relaxed the body. And then we were doing this crazy, like beautiful breathing, like, it was a bit like I was looking around the room, thinking to myself, oh, this is really awkward. All these people are doing this. And I thought, oh, stop judging, you judger. You know, let's just try it. My brain chemistry lightened up. I felt lightheaded. I felt like I was lifting stuff off my body and stress and grief and weight. And it was amazing. So there's tons of breathing free on your laptop, on your computer. Excuse me, shifting energy saying that, excuse me. Also, one thing I noticed today, and I was really careful, really not to push myself because my physical muscular structure has not been pushed for almost 2 years in that way. I was doing a certain pose, yogic pose, and I literally felt something stretch in my spine. It didn't crack. It kind of gently popped. I was very careful not to push because you do not want to hurt yourself. And there's no need to push or force at all. And it's so funny, is it when something happens inside your body, generally, the minute something physical happens, we get an image in our brain, in our mind as to what that might be. And I literally imagined, or it just came as a pop, the gentle pop happened in my spine. I saw like a lengthening in my spine. You know, I'm like, wow, because I've been sitting down for so long or laying down or, you know, for the last couple of years on and off in a way that wasn't good for my physical structure. And then I felt this, I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot about that. I forgot how good that feels. And it's another reason why I'm sitting in front of you today, to share, you know, as we're all going through our journeys, because if that's what my platform's about, like sharing real time, real life experience from myself and my practice and my therapy techniques and my spiritual techniques that I help and teach, and then the people that come on my channel. And you know, we're just all looking for so much. So moving the body is really important, however you can find yourself doing it, not pushing, not forcing. Don't be a hero. Don't run before you can walk again. Take your time. But once we start the cardiovascular moving and we start relaxing the muscular structure, it's amazing energetically what actually happens. Decluttering the house. We've been holding on. I just, again, today, I've got every item of clothing I own, laid it all out, and I'm going through every single thing, and I'm going to take more to the thrift store. I mean, there aren't thrift stores where I live in the jungle. There's a place to go for other people that can come and look through the stuff that you give. You know, I'm going to take more stuff there. Like if I haven't worn it for a few months, then it's going. You know, I did that a few months ago. Declutter. Because psychologically, if you're in a stressful situation at home or just in your life, and there's too much stuff around you, it literally has a vibratory resonance. You don't always realize that the chaos is really affecting you, but it can really affect your mental state. So I'm like, right, let me do this, let me move this out, you know. And so de-stressing for yourself is, cannot recommend it highly enough. Cannot. Love for you, love for yourself, helping your kids breathe in and out, getting them jumping up and down on the spot to express some energy, remembering that your kids are looking at you for guidance. So if you are a wreck and a bag of nerves and a stress head, you might find yourself responding to them. It's not their fault. They are witnessing the adults around them who are helping this ascension that we're in on this planet. So we all have a duty to all children, all young adults everywhere, to show them some kind of compassion, understanding, listening, and let them speak, let them offer suggestions, let them love on you. A friend today sent me a message, and it was so sweet. She just said, I love you, Dani. And actually, it was my friend Sherry Divban. She just texted me. She just said, I love you, Dani. And I looked at it, and it really lifted my heart. I was like, oh, I love you too. And I said, love you too. I wasn't expecting it. Just little things like that are just so lovely. It shifts you from one emotional, state, mental state to another. Just a very simple thing. So again, giving love, sending love, being love, spreading love. But first of all, looking after you, accepting, receiving, getting rid of your rubbish, your clutter. Those of you who've gone through divorce, if your wedding dress is still hanging in the closet, and all that's attached to it is sadness, give it away. Give it away. If you were keeping it to slim into and then, maybe dye it a different color, well, go buy the dye, alter the dress, dye the dress, a different, do something, take action, but shift out that heavy residue, that energy that hangs around. No one needs it right now. No one needs it. Our job as a humanity, no matter what is happening with all the fear forcing you, you're suffering, you're starving, there's no food, there's no gas, there's no this, there's no that. Nobody can function here. So all you can do in the moment is, what is it that you can do? You can breathe into your vessel, into your body. You can start with that. And then the rest is up to you. On my channel, there are so many techniques like this, one-to-one, private, just me and you and the rest of the world that might watch or not. This is to gift you reminders of who you are. People say, who are you, Dani? Who are you? I am love. And I'm not just love. I am a mirror. And so when you look at me on a video like this, you're looking at you, boo. You're looking at you. And I'm holding the mirror and I'm reflecting back to you and reminding you who you be and who you are. And you are beautiful and you matter, and what you say matters. Even if people don't want to hear it, that's okay. They don't have to. They don't have to listen to what you have to say. Let's stop wasting time trying to convince people of what we believe is right. At this stage of the game, at this matrix, this video game, this ascension, whatever you want to call it, this moment on the 29th of June, 2022, forget forcing, forget forcing. It's time for self-responsibility, self-love, and self-care. All right, darlings, I'm going to leave you with that. I hope it brings you some calm, some kind, some self-reflection, and remember that we're all in this together. We're all in this together, but it does start with you loving you first. All right, lots of love, and I'll see you soon. Stay strong. Stay strong. You got this. You've got